Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what we got going on here today. As y'all see the thumbnail, y'all read the title under the thumbnail. Yeah, man, today's video is dealing with you guys, the PaperRoute artists. I'm talking about PaperRoute Woo and Snupe Bandz. So check this out. Everybody in Memphis and across the globe already know that Dolph land is in the 901 right now. And a lot of folks from Memphis, they've been waiting on this. They've been waiting for the Dolph Land Museum to pull up so they can show some love and support for not only young Dolph, but the other PaperRoute artists. Because you're going to have Key Glock there, Kenny Money, Jay Fizzle, Big Moochie Grape. He going through a little situation right now, so he probably won't be there. And at the same time, like I mentioned, you got PaperRoute Woo and Snupe Bandz. They going to all be in the building. So with that, you have some folks trying to understand why would anybody associated to Heavy Camp or CMG pull up, knowing this is not the day or the time to be on no goofy activity, because you got people there for the main reason of showing respect to young Dolph. They're not there to have it back and forth with nobody, but at the same time, they will stand on theirs, and that's what happened. So again, check this out. You had one of Big Juke affiliates, whom is also Black Youngster Homeboy. He pulled up to the Dolph Land Museum. See, at first, he thought a lot of people wouldn't notice him. But then you got your folks from Castay. They know who's affiliated to Black Youngster and Big Juke. So it was one of PaperRoute Woo homeboys who pointed out that one of Black Youngster guys was in the building. So they had to go let him know he couldn't be there. Man, the audacity of these dudes. They think they run the city. Especially knowing they got Yo Gotti and his brother Big Juke paying all these guys to do their dirty work. But like I stated, to me, it's just funny how Black Youngster and his guys is still on some goofy activity, man. Even when you got people there at Young Dolph Museum trying to show support, you got these guys on the other side coming with that street mentality. Like I stated before, man, they should have understood that's not the time or the place for none of that. Come on, man. When these guys gonna understand that their day is coming? Trust and believe. I'm telling y'all, just be patient. Because with Govan out, trust and believe, he said something. He said something about who basically paid for the whole setup. Because like I told y'all before, Govan himself and the feds know Govan, he wasn't moving in the streets like that to be paying off a bunch of guys who had something to do with young Dolph's untimely demise. All they wanted him to do was point out the person who's controlling the whole chessboard. Because even though he put it out there himself that he orchestrated for young Dolph to get set up, he was only coming from the point of view that he got a bunch of young guys together to have a discussion based around following young Dolph and how they was going to go about doing it. First, they started off with Straight Drop. They had Straight Drop under young Dolph umbrella. They had Straight Drop act like he wanted to be a rapper just so he can watch young Dolph moves. He even underhanded Key Glock into thinking that he was there to be around young Dolph because he actually wanted to be in the rap game. That was half of the case, but the other part was he was there for his main purpose, and that was to watch everything that young Dolph was getting into, the places that he was going, and the people that he was talking to on a daily basis. Your guy Straight Drop, he was there the whole time, for a whole 6 months straight, watching young Dolph, so he could be able to report it back to either Black Youngster or Big Juke. I know you got a lot of folks saying Yo Gotti or his brother Big Juke ain't got nothing to do with it. You know, at first, I would have thought that was true, until if you pay attention to everybody that got their hands in the cookie jar pertaining to young Dolph getting set up, somehow they all connected to Yo Gotti, Big Juke, or they little guard dog, Black Youngster. And one of the people that validated what I was thinking was true was Lil Migo. Again, Lil Migo, he's an artist that signed under Heavy Camp, Black Youngster's label. He was the one that stated from the beginning, I got lawyer fees and bond money for my family, Cornelius Smith. Man, when I seen that, I said, man, this dude, he just put a target on his back. Even though I know he trying to act street, I don't think he understand the magnitude of anybody saying that they got lawyer fees and bond money for the person who allegedly sent up young Dolph. As always, let's first pay our respects and say rest in peace to young Dolph, condolences to his family, and much love to all my folks in Dolph land. Again, man, if y'all in the 901, go ahead, pull up to the Dolph Land Museum, show some love for not only young Dolph, but also the PaperRoute artists. But to me, it's just messed up that they jealousy led to them getting a bunch of guys together just to take out PaperRoute Frank, instead of getting a bunch of guys together to actually clean up the city of Memphis and do better things for the youth. But nah, man, what do? Y'all take out the one guy that was actually looking out for the youth. And that's one of the reasons why young Dolph had so much love. Again, not just in Cat State, but all over Memphis. That's why it's a lot of residents in the 901. They're excited that the Dolph Land Museum finally came back around. Always thought this was going to be a good idea. So dealing with that, again, anybody that's associated to Heavy Camp or CMG, they should have known better not to pull up. Because I'm trying to tell y'all, man, if anybody from Block 19 see one of the guys that's either affiliated to Heavy Camp or CMG pull up to Dolph Land, it will be an issue. They should have known that. But if y'all don't know how Black Youngster move, y'all should understand that this is something that he has no problem doing, because he's a goofy. Black Youngster always been a jokester. He was always known to pull moves like this. This ain't the first time that Black Youngster or somebody that's affiliated with him pulled up to Cat State or any other events that had anything to do with young Dolph. And that's what I'm starting to understand. Even when young Dolph was here, either Yo Gotti or his brother Big Jook, they would hire somebody to follow young Dolph. I mean, just look at Straight Drop. Nobody thought he was hired to watch young Dolph. Even somebody that was best friends with Straight Drop, who was Key Glock. Key Glock was even confused to hear that Straight Drop allegedly having something to do with taking out young Dolph. I'm telling y'all, there's a lot of folks that still messed up that young Dolph is not here. That's why to this day, a lot of folks in Memphis, they just wanted CMG and PRE to try to find some way to work together. If not, just ignore one another and try your best to do for the city of Memphis as a whole, which young Dolph and Yo Gotti, they're in the place to do. Because if you got young Dolph, he in South Memphis, then you got Yo Gotti, he's North. You can have a label on either side, to where a lot of folks in Memphis that want to become rappers, they don't have to sign to QC or even Gucci Mane. They can sign to anybody that's in their hometown. Again, which a lot of these artists, they want to do. But at the same time, they don't want to make it seem like they choosing sides. So they would rather go to Gucci Mane or QC. That's the reason why a lot of the artists that sign to QC or Gucci Mane 1017, they're able to do songs with the artists from PRE or the artists from CMG. But again, man, the Heavy Camp and the CMG guys, they got to stand down, man. They got to stop coming around to different PaperRoute artists with this goofy activity. Let them live how they live, man. But this what jealousy will have you do. It will have you follow your ops around just to see the type of moves they making. Because you can't grasp or understand how the young Dolph get in the position that he was in. If he had became established 10 years after you. Because we see, that's what all the PaperRoute artists are doing at this time. They trying to make sure that they keep that train going based on the empire that young Dolph had built. And one of the people who's helped pushing that is Key Glock. Man, Key Glock, he's making a lot of major moves out there, man. But again, like I stated before, when you got jealousy based on the side of Big Jook and his little brother Yo Gotti, because young Dolph didn't never want to sign with them because he wanted to do his own thing. He told Yo Gotti he'll come back around and do business with him another day, just not at that time. But y'all gotta understand the mind of somebody like Yo Gotti. If he can't get the bigger piece of the pie, he gonna start acting funny and play you to the side. And that's exactly what he did to young Dolph. Once young Dolph had stated he was campaigning to build his own PaperRoute empire. But hey, with the one who say he paid and orchestrated for the whole young Dolph setup, whom is Govin, with him being out right now, hey, we really gonna see what's going on. But we got more in store. As always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.